going on? How's everyone doing?
Shout out to Colin. Everybody else who's cool with Colin.
Chucky! I didn't say.
Get your popcorn and your Coca-Cola and relax.
Anyway, tell Colin I'm rich.
What's going on? This is Colin. How's everybody doing? Hope you guys are having a great Friday so far. Yeah, it's Friday. Hold on. I gotta silence my phone. I don't want it going off 1,000 times. All right, silenced. All right, let's start over. How's everyone doing? Hope you guys are having a great Friday. Just came from Big N. He had a good show tonight. So I've got 3 clips tonight. The first one is a small claims court matter that's actually it's funny, weird, interesting all at the same time. We got a special character that tries to sue Tesla, and that's the first clip. And I'm going to say this straight up. This is probably my favorite person of the week when it comes to, I don't know, just balls, confidence. I have no idea. But he tries to sue Tesla, and it ends up kind of funny. It doesn't end up kind of funny. It ends up exactly how you think it's going to end up, but he tries, and that's all that matters. Good for him. Good for him for trying. You know what? Let's just go. Before I hit that play button, you guys know what to do. Hit the like and subscribe. Do your jump kick backflips. Let's go.
Okay, next will be Mr. Jewell. Come on the Zoom call, and then is it Chavez? Am I saying your name correctly?
Yes, Your Honor.
You're here from Tesla.
Yes.
This is number 9 on the calendar. 37923. Okay. So, Mr. Jewell, I'll hear from you first.
Yes.
And then raise your right hand, please. Do you swear and affirm the information and testimony you provide will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, Your Honor.
And then you're asking for a judgment in the amount of $4,389 from Tesla. How is it that you're entitled to a judgment?
There is a direct component and an indirect component to that. As I lay out my timeline, I will acknowledge and point to which one is which so that it is clear as possible for you.
I appreciate clarity.
The entirety of this centers around a feature that I purchased in 2019 on my 2017 Tesla vehicle, referred to at the time as full self-driving. I'm going to reference a few exhibits, both from mine and from the defense, because it turns out we agree on a number of the things. I purchased a new Tesla Model X in 2017. At the time, Tesla's website made claims that all vehicles were equipped with the hardware necessary for full self-driving. And I actually want to bring up exhibit number B from mine, which is on page 2. And I will quote it as well once I bring it up on my end. There. Specifically, I'd like to read, the system is designed to be able to conduct short and long distance trips with no action required by the person.
What page are you on now?
Page 2. Should be a clip from the website. Says the description of full self-driving capability.
Okay, hang on just a second. It's possible. Oh, I see. Okay. Page 2 it's the 5th page, but it's numbered page 2. I see. Go ahead.
Yes. It says the system is designed to be able to conduct short and long distance trips.
Tell me what it says. Mr. Jewell, you don't need to read the whole thing to me.
Perfect. Thank you. Excellent.
right.
I will save both our time.
Summarize what it says and how it supports your position.
Basically, the claim on the website was no action is required by the driver. I have a later exhibit, and actually I can point to the defense's exhibit, which says the same thing. The defense's exhibit says, and I do want to read this because I think this specific text matters.
All right. This guy is clean shaven. He just likes the style of his sideburns. You know what? If I could do that style, I might try it. I don't know. I like it though. I'm a big fan of this guy. Again, giant cojones for going up against Tesla. And it's in small claims court. He's not doing anything big. He's just trying to, settle a personal dispute. And, I like that. I like that he does it. I do. I really do.
As it is done, I just have so many documents open right now. I apologize. That this one was emailed to me. There it is. The description that was in the manual at the time that I traded the car and is still in the manual to this day, as provided by Tesla, says.
You need to be a little bit louder, please. I'm having trouble hearing you.
Perfect. Thank you for the feedback. The description from Tesla says, full self-driving supervised is a hands-on feature that requires you to pay attention to the road at all times. Keep your hands on the steering wheel at all times. Be mindful of road conditions and surrounding traffic, etc., etc. Basically, during my ownership of the vehicle, the feature that I had purchased that said no action is required to the driver was unilaterally shifted by Tesla to being what I would effectively describe as driving the car if somebody asked me to drive a car. I paid $2,189 in 2019 for this feature on my existing Tesla vehicle. They enabled it mostly, and this is the indirect part, which I will get to in a moment. And then when they actually delivered the software feature, they had changed the description of it so that it was not what I had purchased in the first place. That's the direct component, the $2,189 for a feature that they changed before they delivered. And so far as I know, there is still no published timeline to deliver it as originally said, even though it doesn't matter to me. At this point, I owned the vehicle for 7 years, but never got value during that 7 years, 5 years of which I had the feature. The indirect part is that the claim on their website was that all hardware that was needed in order to enable full self-driving was included with the car. And they started releasing those software features in October 2020. By the middle of 2022, I had not received any of those features, and I was told by Tesla Service that I had to upgrade the main computer, or MCU, from MCU1 to MCU2. The direct portion of this was $700 plus tax. It's reflected on the invoice, which is my exhibit E. It's on my pages 7 through 10. A portion of that was $200 on my extended service deductible for the upgrade portion, the portion of upgrading the computer that Tesla did not cover the cost of, and $500 to retain a working FM radio, which would have gone away with that computer upgrade had I not paid the additional $500. The indirect portion, that's the direct portion of that part of the claim.
Okay, so we were at $2,189 for the initial cost, $500 for the upgrade.
Yep,
right?
The total from that invoice with the upgrade and the deductible was $819.
Okay, $819. So you got $2,189 at the outset.
Yep.
An additional $819.
Yep. And
then,
that completes the direct portion for required hardware upgrades that they didn't tell me about and features that they never delivered. The indirect portion is that I later found out when I went to trade the car that my extended service agreement would have had remaining value, except that the remaining cost of the upgrade was charged against it, zeroing out that value.
Wait a minute, say that again?
So when I purchased...
Yeah, I agree. I don't know why a software update would eliminate the FM radio. Yeah, I mean, this sounds like a bug to me where they tried to update something. This is Tesla. They tried to update something quickly and it was messing with the FM radio in their software. So they just said, hey, if you want to keep your FM radio, you're going to have to pay extra because it took extra work. That's that's a common software thing, and it's dumb. So, yeah, you shouldn't have to pay for that. But while I am paused, Michelle, thank you so much for the 9 months. Good to see you, Michelle. Hopefully you're doing well. Thank you so much for the 9 months. And Janie's in the house. My favorite Kiwi. Thank you for hanging out with us tonight, Janie. Thank you for the super chat. All right. Again, guys, I love this guy. This guy is awesome in my book because of what he's doing. He sees something wrong. He filed a lawsuit, and he came prepared. You know, whether or not he wins or loses, I don't care. I just love his decorum in court. He knows exactly what he's doing. He's going up against a lawyer when I'm guessing he's not one. You know, I put in a Dungeon Master because, yeah, I also, you know, tend to judge people by their looks, and it's not a good thing. But this guy's awesome in my book, so we're not going to hate on him too much.
I'm going to explain it slightly differently to try and clarify it. When you purchase the extended service agreement, it's purchased for a set amount. That dollar amount runs out over the course of the agreement. It's a 4-year agreement.
Right.
But if there's a remaining amount, and I traded when there was 1.5 years remaining, you can get it back unless it's been spent on an upgrade or a repair, and it had been spent on that computer upgrade.
So, okay, I'm going to stop.
All right. I'm not going to make this an overnight thing, you two. I haven't seen Erica say anything to you, BSBT. It's just been you. Behave. I care what Erica says. I care what you say. So you don't have the right to tell me that I don't care what somebody says. This is your warning, BSBT. Don't do it. Do not.
Stop you for a second.
Sure.
So that 2189 and that 819, that was never any out of pocket for you.
The 2189 and the 819 were both completely out of pocket for me.
Okay.
The remainder of the 4389 was not out of pocket. It was value I could not access, and I understand that that is a different sort of thing to say.
Okay. So I'm not following. So that extended warranty claim, is that something? I'm not following that. Is that unrelated to these two things, the 2189 and the 819?
The 819 would have normally been $2,000 plus tax, but Tesla reduced it to 819 by charging a portion of it against my extended service agreement.
I see.
Telling me at the time that they were taking care of a portion of the hardware upgrade that was needed for me to get access to the full self-driving software, which at the time was called Full Self-Driving Beta. And they later changed the name to Full Self-Driving Supervised when they changed the description to the description of driving.
Okay. So we got 2189.
Yep.
18 for this thing. And so then where's the rest of the money that you were claiming for a little over 4,000, as I recall? I don't have it right in front of me right now.
If you add up the cost of the upgrade, had I paid the full cost of the upgrade, which portion of which was paid out of my extended warranty and I could not recover, that would bring the total to 4389.
Okay.
But as I said, that remaining portion past the 2189 and the 819 is indirect and was not out of pocket.
Okay. Let me hear from Ms. Chavez. Ms. Chavez, could you raise your right hand, please? Do you swear and affirm the information and testimony you provide will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
So I'll hear from you. What's Tesla's or your perspective on what Mr. Jewell is claiming?
Sure. So just by way of background, Your Honor, I just want to, reference a couple of facts here. First, the subject vehicle was purchased in July 2017. It was a demo vehicle or listed as demo and used vehicle. This is in the defendant exhibits, page 3 in the upper right-hand corner. It sounds like if you're viewing this, Your Honor, on the computer, it might be PDF page 4.
So where is it?
In the description of the property, the subject vehicle is listed
service
now.
demo vehicle. Got it.
Yes, correct. And if you can see, there were discounts taken as such. So there was like an $18,000 discount on the vehicle. This is all to say that the subject vehicle was not a customized to build vehicle. It came equipped with enhanced autopilot, which is a separate feature from full self-driving, which, as the plaintiff mentioned, was purchased about 2 years into ownership of the vehicle in 2019. So Tesla agrees that the plaintiff paid $2,000 plus tax to put full self-driving capability on the vehicle, and that subsequent upgrades were made to retrofit, again, this 2017 vehicle with the proper 2019 technology. All of that was at no cost. If you look in the plaintiff's exhibits, what he included there appears to be an upgrade for an infotainment, the infotainment center of the media. It's essentially the center of the console where you touch the screen. It's like you think of it as an iPad, but there's no reference of any out-of-pocket costs paid for any upgrade. So I'm not quite sure. Tesla's not quite sure in by which there's any claim for damages, since the upgrade was completed for free with the purchase of full self-driving. With respect to the features itself, it's very clear that all of the published material on full self-driving, including that in the owner's manual, states that this is a driver assist feature. This is not an autonomous vehicle feature. I understand that plaintiff's interpretation of that snippet from, I can't really authenticate the source of where this was taken. It's his interpretation that this is meaning to say that the vehicle can drive itself without any input, but the owner's manual and all published material on Tesla's website and support page regarding FSD is very clear that, again, this is a driver assistance feature and not a fully autonomous, hands off the wheel. The driver has no responsibility to maneuver the vehicle when you step in. That's just not what the feature is.
Did he?
All right. I'm seeing a lot of comments about the Sideburns. I am gonna guess that this is a Halloween costume prep. You can tell that he can grow a full beard, and because he's clean shaven. I feel like whatever he's got going on is for a Halloween costume, and I love it. I really hope that there is some picture on the internet that's going to be floating around that we're going to see this guy's Halloween costume. I am not making fun of him in any way by calling him a dungeon master. I guess I'm judging him a little bit. He looks like a D&D guy, which I don't care. Like I've played D&D before. I love it. So I'm not, making fun of him at all. But that's what I'm guessing, because you can tell that he can probably grow a full beard by the way that his hair is growing underneath his chin. If not, he just got a weird hairline. Well, what? Either way, I don't care. He's bringing a lawsuit against Tesla, and I like that. And he didn't hire a lawyer; he's doing it himself. Shane, thank you so much for the 9 months. I appreciate it, bud. Thank you so much. All right, let's keep going.
Get what he paid for when he paid that $21.89?
Yes. Well, Your Honor, if we're looking at the service records, there is no record of, during the 7-year ownership of this vehicle, it being brought into service to diagnose any concerns regarding full self-driving.
If he got the product, he paid $21.89.
Yes.
And so what'd he get for that?
So the vehicle was configured. So it's a software, Your Honor. So it's the software compatibility is pushed over the air, which was completed. And then the computer was upgraded to accommodate full self-driving, because again, this was a 2017 vehicle and the purchase for full self-driving was made in 2019. So the software was pushed to the vehicle, and then the necessary hardware was upgraded at no cost to the plaintiff to receive the benefit of full self-driving.
So that car had it?
Yes, Your Honor. In fact, when the plaintiff resold the vehicle—
You'll get a chance there, Mr. Jewell. Let her finish.
Thank you.
When the vehicle was resold in May, it appears to be a private sale. The person that purchased the vehicle today, Your Honor, is still equipped with full self-driving and has the benefit of the extended service agreement. So Again, that's all to say that adds to the value of whatever the vehicle was sold for. The plaintiff received what he purchased.
Mr. Jewell, do you want?
David, that might be the comment of the night. I completely agree. And he came prepared. He's respectful to the court. Now, I do see his side of this. I really do see his side of this. I don't want to spoil this and tell you what's going to happen, but he's got some claims that make sense, and we'll break them down at the end. But let's just let the video play for now.
I wanted to say something.
Yes. Tesla claims that the MCU2 upgrade was not required. I made that upgrade in 2022. I also provided Exhibit J, which is a news article from August 2024, saying that Tesla vehicles with the original MCU1 computer provided in vehicles manufactured before mid-2018 were finally getting the full self-driving supervised feature. So Tesla was quite happy to take my money in 2019 on a 2017 vehicle and then take my money in 2022 to get access to a feature they hadn't yet rolled to vehicles until 2024. So yes, there were other hardware upgrades made to the vehicle, and I actually don't dispute the facts on that one. I had 2 other visits to Tesla for them to make hardware upgrades that were necessary to access the early version of the full self-driving feature. They were done at no cost to me, except for the driving and the time, and I am not attempting to claim those. That feels petty and unnecessary to me.
Okay, so she's telling me you got what you paid for. And you're saying, yeah, I mean, is that true or not?
The language on the website is pretty plain to me. She claims that I am misinterpreting it. I don't understand how I would have misinterpreted all you will need to do is get in and tell your car where to go. That's a very plain statement, and it's very different than what is in the updated owner's manual now.
Okay, and so Ms. Chavez, again, respond to that last bit there.
It's the plaintiff's interpretation. All other documentation, part of the binding contracts, the owner's manual, everything on Tesla's support page clearly states that this is a driver. Even if that's the plaintiff's interpretation of that language, nowhere in that paragraph does it say that this is a fully autonomous feature explicitly, Your Honor.
All right, so he is suing because he had to pay almost $4,000 to get this feature. He bought a 2017, was it 2017? I think he said Tesla, and he had to spend almost $4,000 to get this feature that they advertised on his car. That's what he's suing for. He didn't get into a wreck. He didn't do anything wrong. He has since sold his car. They may not have said that yet, but he has sold his Tesla. He no longer drives it. But that's what he's suing for. Why did I have to pay $4,000 out of pocket to get this feature that you advertised that would have been with my car when I bought it? I think that's appropriate. I agree with why he would be upset with that.
I mean, the plaintiff can continue to make inferences of the language, but I mean, it does not say that this is a fully autonomous feature.
Okay, and take me back, Mr. Jewell, to that paragraph you're referencing.
I'm referencing this paragraph. It's my Exhibit B. This was clipped from the Tesla website as published in July 2017 when I purchased the vehicle. Though Tesla claims that I purchased a used vehicle, this is a really interesting interpretation since their paperwork says new as the first word on the vehicle. And their website at the time, which I didn't clip because I didn't know they were going to make this claim, said that all vehicles leaving their factory had all of the hardware necessary for full self-driving.
And I honestly believe that the judge doesn't understand what he's trying to say. I don't. The attorney is fighting a different battle than what he's trying to claim. He is trying to claim that I had to pay this much money to update this car that I bought that was supposed to have X, A, B, and C, and it didn't. So this is where my head is, and I think that's where the plaintiff's head is. But the attorney's fighting a different battle. She doesn't. She's complaining, or not complaining. She's defending Tesla and saying, we didn't say you could drive this without, it wasn't a full automatic car. You couldn't just put your thing. We never claimed that. We're, that's what you're taking from this. And he's like, I paid for what it said, and I had to upgrade it to the newest version for this amount of money, and I want this money back. This is why having an attorney matters. Because she is not arguing. She is not defending what he's saying. She is defending autonomous cars, which is not what he's arguing. He's not saying my car wasn't automated to what they said. I had to upgrade it to get what they're saying. And he doesn't. I don't want to spoil it.
Also, there is a significant item in that clip from the website, which I had just forgot to mention up until now, that I don't believe Tesla has ever delivered, and certainly had not delivered by the time I traded the vehicle. It says, when you arrive at your destination, simply step out at the entrance and your car will enter park seek mode, automatically search for a spot, and park itself. That has never been delivered in any form. The only closely related feature has been one where you can guide the car yourself remotely via your phone.
Your Honor, if I may.
In a minute. Go ahead there, ma'am.
Statute of limitations aside, on a breach of warranty claim for a purchase that was made in 2017, again, I think we have to just look at the facts that if there was a concern regarding the function of FSD and the plaintiff had a concern of said function while he owned the vehicle for 7 years, I guess I'm at a loss as to understand why the vehicle was never brought in for diagnosis of the software. If plaintiff felt that he wasn't receiving what he paid for, there's no service record of expressing any concern regarding, following the purchase of full self-driving, that it was inoperable or not functioning as he thought it would prior to the purchase. This is all coming 7 years later after the vehicle has been sold. So the timing is quite curious.
Okay. So when, ma'am, how does this function work? I've never even been in a Tesla, let alone drive one. And I don't know anyone who has one. And so, but how does this work, this function? He's saying, well, it should have been full self-driving. You're saying, well, no, look at the literature, which I've seen. It says, assisted and stuff like that. Just tell me how it works.
Sure. So,
So this is once again, this is why you have an attorney. This guy doesn't know to object to this. The judge is asking questions based on the full self-driving. The plaintiff, Sideburns, just wants his money back that he had to pay to upgrade his car to get these features. But he's trying to pad it by saying, which he probably shouldn't have, because I feel like him trying to pad it by bringing up the website and saying the website promises the X, A, B, and C, I feel like that hurt him, because that took the judge in a different direction, and maybe that's why the attorney's going in that different direction, but that's not what he's asking for. He's asking for the money back that he had to pay to upgrade his car to get these things, these updates that he didn't have.
in a nutshell, I don't, and full disclosure, I'm not an engineer, so I'm going to explain it in layman's terms.
Neither am I.
I'm going to explain it in layman's terms. Full self-driving comes with two specific features. Again, this is a build off of enhanced autopilot. So that was a configuration that this vehicle was already equipped with. Full self-driving adds the capability of auto steering on city streets and traffic and stop sign control.
Yeah, I understand that. No. But if it was in the wording when he bought the car, if it was there, that's what he's claiming. That's what he's claiming that he had to pay the software updates for. He brought up the website. we don't get to see the pictures, but he claims to have evidence that show what the website said when he bought the car. So that's what I'm going off of. But they've taken the argument into a completely different area. That's how I'm understanding this. I could be way off though. I'm not an attorney yet, so I'm just watching this with you guys, and I just feel like this has gone way far beyond what he's asking for. He's not arguing whether or not a car can park itself, whether or not the car can drive itself. He's simply asking for his money back for having to upgrade his car to get those features.
Control. So again, these are driver assistance features. The driver is still required to have their hands on the wheel, as you know, again, as all of the publication documents. But it's more of I guess you can think of it again in layman's terms as an elevated cruise control. You input as the driver where you're trying to go, and then the vehicle will navigate on your behalf. But again, this doesn't absolve the driver from removing their hands from the steering wheel. In fact, the owner's manual clearly states at any time. Go ahead.
Oh, if I get in there, can I, like this thing says, can I say like, yeah, take me to, I don't know, home, and then will it go there? But will it go there by itself? But you just have to keep hands on the steering wheel and be watching.
Assuming
then as opposed to like a Waymo that I was in San Francisco over the summer on a vacation. And I see these Waymos driving around with no one in the driver's seat, and that's different, right?
Yes, Your Honor, it's absolutely different. Waymo is an autonomous vehicle. Yes.
Okay. But self-driving is it can navigate to like my home, for example, and then but there has a lot more supervision. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, Your Honor. Assuming full self-driving is engaged and all other conditions are met, such as your hands on the steering wheel, all of the cameras being properly cleaned. There's no, I don't know. Sometimes consumers put wraps or the tinting is too dark. Assuming the conditions are met to comply with the engagement of full self-driving, yes, that's how it works. But it is in no way an autonomous vehicle like Waymo, as you described.
All right. So, Mr. Jewell, I'll give you the final word here.
Yes. Thank you, Your Honor. I think when Tesla's website, both in 2017 when I bought the vehicle, and 2019 when I bought the full self-driving option, makes claims as bold as all you will need to do is get in and tell your car where to go, and with no action required by the person in the driver's seat. And then the representative from Tesla years later says, when asked to describe it, it's basically an advanced cruise control. I think that's exactly the point I'm sitting on. If they had sold it in the first place as an advanced cruise control, I would have made a different decision. And in fact, I did. I bought enhanced autopilot, which was described as a driver attention feature.
Okay. So this feature, as she described it, I mean, were you able to take advantage of that? I
tried it several times. The most recent time that I tried it before I sold my vehicle, which actually was a trade-in, and they didn't give me any value for the feature. The most recent time I tried it, a few seconds after I engaged it, it sped up to 42 miles an hour in a 25 mile an hour zone. I have video of it doing this. I did not enter it with the court because I didn't think we'd be getting into this minutia. The second time I tried it was, in fact, navigating to my home and taking the left turn into the neighborhood. It gave me a screaming red screen that said, take over immediately, despite my hands being on the wheel. As far as I could tell, it's years from happening or never happening. And I think the market has confirmed that.
Ms. Chavez, anything further?
No, Your Honor.
All right. So my ruling in this case is follows.
All right. Before I get into his ruling, I feel like Keith dropped the ball on the second half of the hearing. I think he was doing great in the first half. He dropped the ball. He was the Cincinnati Bengals. He just found a way to lose it in the last quarter of the game. Sorry, Keith, man. Yeah, you let your argument go, you started referencing things that had nothing to do with your complaints with what you paid for. Yeah.
Mr. Jewell bought a car, a Tesla, and it had the feature. Again, you're right. I shouldn't have showed that for enhanced autopilot, and then relying on a screenshot from full self-driving capacity. All you need to do is go in and tell your car where to go, and then that feature that he purchased was in fact included. And I did, the difference between, a completely self-autonomous vehicle, like I say, the Waymo example, where
no, that's how it ended up at the end. That's not how it started. When he started, he was asking for the money back that he had to pay to upgrade his car. That's what started the hearing. That's why he was given this time. Was he wanted the money back that he put into upgrading his car, which was the $4,000. That's where he got that amount from. That's what he had to put into it. But then he went everywhere after the defense attorney for Tesla started talking, and he started bringing up these features that, that can, I don't know how to say it. The fully automatic driving. Everyone's seen videos of Tesla drivers falling asleep on the highway and their car just driving for them. We've all seen them. But that's what he brought up. But I don't know why he went there. He didn't have to, because he lost this for himself after a really good strong start. So he just wanted the money back that he had to upgrade his car for. And why is Tesla acting like a microtransaction? So you buy a Tesla and you have to, every year you have to go upgrade your car, and it costs you money for software upgrades. They're not automatic. That's dumb. Sorry, it's dumb. It's a dumb service plan. Yeah, that's dumb. You shouldn't have to pay for software upgrades. Sorry.
I looked through.
IO. What up, Kara? Thank you so much. OHIO. Glad to see you. Thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate it.
The publications from both the websites snapshot that Mr. Jewell submitted, as well as some of the other documentation from owner's manual and so forth. And I could see how the phrasing, one could think it might be autonomous, but I could also see that, it actually did do what was supposed to do, what it was advertised to do. And so based on all of that, Mr. Jewell, I'm not going to find by a preponderance of the evidence that you proved your case against Tesla. I'll find for the defense. There won't be a judgment entered, and the case will be dismissed, and that'll conclude the hearing for today.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And you're all free to leave the Zoom call.
All right. I'm going to stand by it. I think that guy had a good argument, even though No disagrees. I mean, his name is No, so he's supposed to disagree with everything, right? I still love you, No. Don't worry. All right, let's move on. Let's move on from Dungeon Master Sideburns. We're going to Judge O'Donnell. Oh, this is a good one. I actually was creating this as just a video release this morning, and my headphones died in the middle of recording the clip. So I just gave up. Like, you know what? That's a sign. I'm just going to add it to my live tonight. This is a good one. We have Judge O'Donnell out of Ohio, who's generally always yelling at the defendants, and this is no different. This is no different whatsoever. Oh, yeah. He was respectful. He was respectful in court. I don't think he thought he was going to win that. Yeah, he came with a strong case. He was prepared. But he feathered off at the end. He should have, it's easy for me because I'm not in his position, in his shoes. But it's easy for me to say, You let the defense change your argument, is what happened. They changed it to arguing what the actual features did when that's not what he was arguing. That's not what his original statement said. He just wanted his money back for why he had to upgrade. But I don't know why he let it. Anyways, we're moving on. Judge O'Donnell, Ohio. Let's go.
This is 23-367 and 23-970, James Walsh, violation of community control. Violation, positive urine screen, September 9 for cocaine. You understand that charge?
Yes, sir.
Second charge, positive urine screen for cocaine, September 16th. You understand that charge?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Novotny?
Your Honor, we're just asking for any leniency with regard to sentencing today. Previously, my client did admit to the violations in front of you. We were working in our office with our social worker and our mayor, and ultimately were able to receive a letter from Landmark Recovery regarding a bed that would be available for our client. They pre-accepted him upon the court's granting of him to be released to Landmark Recovery. So I do have a letter documented, and I know we mentioned it in chambers with that respect. My client is a union pipe fitter. He's been a union pipe fitter since 2010. He also works on automobiles on the side for Bob's Auto. He's very concerned, Your Honor, if there is a prison term involved here, that he would lose his house.
Well, he's not that concerned because he keeps doing cocaine.
Your Honor,
So-
he's informed me today that he believes in 8 days that he will potentially lose his house since he has not been working. He will lose everything, and that's what his worry is
Well,
at
whose
this time.
fault is that? I mean,
Your Honor,
how many times you gotta come here with the same stuff
Your Honor,
and then tell me your concern is your work in your house?
Your Honor, sir,
What?
can I elaborate?
We haven't started yet, so there's nothing to elaborate on, so go ahead.
I'm just being kind of slow. I'm really nervous to address you today.
Why? You're very experienced at it. You keep coming here, so you don't have a problem, so you're used to it, so go ahead. Don't be nervous.
It's hard to control, sir. I am nervous.
I have seen you 42 times. Why are you nervous in front of me? You know exactly who I am. I know exactly who you are. Stop being nervous. Just talk to me. I mean, words you never want to hear from a judge, but sometimes truth hurts.
Since 1987, I took care of myself and worked hard. And, you know, Mrs. Zavotny here has presented this to me. It's another month upon availability. I haven't worked in 5 weeks. There will be no place to go.
Whose fault is that?
When I stood up, sir, I took accountability for that. And
No, you didn't. You don't take account. You don't. What do you mean you take accountability for?
Well, how should I convey this to you? I'm not sure how to word it. I've been in jail almost 5 weeks. I learned my lesson by heart, mind, body, and soul. And I need another chance. I deserve it. I'm a good, hardworking citizen.
What do you mean you deserve it?
Sorry, sir?
How do you conclude you deserve it?
Well, because like I was starting to say to you, is that I'm a good, hardworking citizen. On the first year of probation, I went off the road twice. Excuse me. Like I said a minute ago, I hate to be redundant, repetitive. I learned my lesson so bad. I had a lot of time to think about my actions and what I do. And I thought about my career and that, and I need a place to live. I don't have anybody. I'm by myself. My wife passed away some years back. I just need another chance.
Why do you keep doing drugs?
I don't want to say stupidity, and I don't want to say addiction either, because I was in here one time with you, and I said I'm not addicted to anything except cigarettes. I think I even got that beat now. I just timing and people, places, and things.
Did they tell you to use that phrase over here? Or what?
No, sir. Nobody told me to do anything. I'm talking to Judge O'Donnell.
So, Nicole, what did he tell you with regard to this cocaine use?
Well, essentially, he kept saying, no way, and then he said he was around people who use drugs, and then he kept saying, no way, and at that point I said, let's sit here in silence and wait for the deputy.
Okay.
This is the third time we've done this.
I remember speaking with her. I'm just overwhelmed. And everything flashed in front of you. It's like, man, I drove a car. I'm not going back to work. Sometimes you're just out of timing of what to say. Okay. I wasn't trying to disrespect my probation officer.
It's not a matter of respect or disrespect. I mean, you can't tell the truth.
Yes, I can.
Well, you don't. I know you probably can, but you don't.
Sir?
You've never told the truth since you've come in here. Okay? Now, if you're not addicted to drugs, then you've made a decision that you just want to keep doing it, regardless of the consequences.
I don't want to keep doing it.
Well, then why do you keep doing it?
Like I said a few minutes ago, Your Honor, I was on probation 6 or 8 months. I went off track twice. I effed up.
I know. I know that. I know that.
Okay.
I know that because this is the same. This is the same speech you give me every time you're here.
I'm not giving you a speech. I'm just
Okay. So I know you effed up. Okay. Otherwise you wouldn't be here.
Right. And
but that's not the topic of discussion. The topic of discussion is if you're not addicted to drugs, why do you keep doing drugs? Now, the honest answer is you are addicted to drugs. That's why you keep doing drugs. Because you're addicted to drugs, we give you treatment options that you blow off, okay? Because you don't want to do it.
That's not true.
Okay, tell me what's true.
What's true is something, listen, I know I'm wrong. I'm wrong, sir. I'm begging. I know I'm not here. You're not putting me to death or anything. I'm begging to keep my life above boards where I'm not homeless. I'm pleading with the court for some intensive outpatient. I'm just so I can work.
Didn't you create the problem?
Oh, yes, sir. I admitted that twice. Okay. Yes. There's no question about that.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So what I'm supposed to do is ignore all the crap you've pulled since you've been on probation because you won't have a job when you're done. Is that what I'm supposed to do?
I don't want.
I mean, don't you keep using the same goddamn excuse every time you're here? The answer is yes, you do.
I saw you one time before, sir. I'm human. I'm 54 years old. I just want to be able to take care of myself. I did almost 5 weeks in jail. I'm being repetitive. I learned my lesson, sir.
If you want to take care of yourself, then why don't you take care of yourself?
I am.
No, you're not.
Oh, okay.
Otherwise, you wouldn't be standing here in the blue uniform.
You're 100% right.
Well, I am 100% right, but it doesn't take like a genius to figure out I'm 100% right?
Yes, sir.
I mean, it's no great revelation, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You just, first of all, from the get-go here, you have insisted that you don't have a drug problem, yet you keep testing positive for drugs. So you do, whether you just won't admit it. Okay. So you're on probation. We give you the availability of treatment And all you do is blow it off and keep using drugs.
Sir,
Yes?
I'm not blowing off any treatment. I'm not.
Then why are you here?
I'm not really I'm not really sure that I understand. I'm not blowing this opportunity off for treatment. I just, what's gonna happen is, a bed's not even available yet. Okay, so,
That facility is a piece of crap, okay? So that's not even an option.
Wow. I'm going to say wow. Generally, I love what the judge says. He just admitted to on the record that a facility that they send defendants to is a piece of crap. Judge, don't do that on the record, man. Don't do that. I can't go back and take back what you said. I can't do it. You can't do it. Don't say those things.
wow, okay, I didn't see that. I didn't expect that you could say that, but
But in the end, it doesn't really matter whether it's a great facility or a lousy facility, okay? You're not interested in it, okay?
I'm not.
And you've proven to me you're not interested in it because you keep doing drugs, even though, as you say, you're not addicted to them.
I'm not against any services, sir. I'm not at all. But I would just like to continue to work and keep my home. I have nobody to turn to for help except James.
If you wanted to work and keep your home, then why do you keep doing drugs?
You're 100% right.
I know I'm 100% right. I know that. Okay, you don't have to point that out, okay? If you don't want to use drugs because you want to keep your job in your house, then you ought not to use drugs so you can keep your job in your house. It's simple.
I learned my lesson, Your
Especially
Honor.
since you're not addicted, right?
I learned my lesson, Your Honor.
No, you haven't learned your lesson. If you learned your lesson, okay, this same discussion we had last time would have prevented you from coming here this time, had you learned your lesson. The bottom line is you really don't give a shit about any of this. You want to do what you want to do.
That's not true.
Okay? It is true. You've demonstrated it's true. It's objectively true.
Give me another chance, Your Honor.
Anything else you want to say?
I don't believe what I needed to. Please, Your Honor, have mercy on me.
Why don't you have mercy? You don't.
I love myself.
Otherwise, you wouldn't be here.
Okay.
I'm so sorry to hear that. Hopefully it's something minor and she's recovering quickly. But yeah, no worries for you not being here, Albie. Take care of your family. That's way more important than watching court channels with me. So yeah, I appreciate you checking in though. And good luck to your daughter.
All right, on 23-367, I'm going to terminate your community control because you're no longer amenable after I reviewed this pre-sentence report and gone back over the entire record. So you're going to serve 6 months in prison with credit for 76 days. The costs are assessed on 9/70. 6 months in prison, credit 55 days, costs. And these sentences will be concurrent to one another. Anything else, Ms. Novotny?
No, Your Honor.
All right, we're adjourned.
All right.
All right. So, yeah, judge went off on that guy. And I want to say this. I watched the rest of his docket, and the next guy he had after him was a 20-year-old kid. Had drug problems, he was in jail, and he was asking the judge to let him out of jail, and the judge referenced that guy. He said, "You don't want to be 60 and you're in this exact situation. I just saw this guy an hour ago. Exact same charges. He's 60. Change your life." So he's a tough love type of judge, which is fine. It's how he judges. So I know I play a lot of harsh cases from him, but Judge O'Donnell is doing what he thinks is the right way to handle his cases. So the 20-year-old, he scared the crap out of him, just like that guy, but then he let the 20-year-old out of jail. Hopefully, whoever that is sees this video and actually sees the case that he was referencing. It was the same defense attorney. All right. Let's move on to the last case. This last case, oh, man. I don't even know where to begin with this one. This guy, this defendant, he says everything that just about every single person that's ever had a speeding ticket, any kind of traffic violation, wanted to say to a police officer. He says it to the judge. And it's kind of funny, kind of sad, kind of interesting, all in one. All right, let's go. You know what? I did want to say something before I broke for the last case. Sorry for the quick pause. But we have raised $585 for Andrea since Monday. You guys are absolutely awesome. I wanted to let you know that. I went through and I calculated everything, calculated the super chats. $585 for Andrea. This is awesome. Tomorrow night, her son Gavin will be on my stream. For anyone who doesn't know, my anniversary with Heather is on Sunday, so I'm taking Sunday night off instead of tomorrow night, so I will be streaming tomorrow night. Gavin will be on stream with me. Hopefully we can get him to answer some questions. Don't ask him anything personal, though, guys. Be respectful. You know, I can already see the questions for, the Haley questions coming to him. Remember, they broke up, and he's 21 and she's 20. He's not going to want to talk about that. Just be respectful in your questions, please. That's all I ask. But just under $600 for Andrea for helping Haley out is awesome. You guys are amazing. Thank you guys so much. So Gavin tomorrow night will be on stream, and we're going to try to figure out what we're going to do with the money. Whether or not it's just sending it to her via Venmo or doing something special for her. That's the purpose of Gavin being on stream, is what are we going to do with this money? So please tune in tomorrow night and help us decide what we're going to do. Okay. Last case. This guy's awesome. I really do like this guy. Again, he says everything to a judge that we all want to say to the police officers at one time or another. I forgot to look for that, Phil. I am so sorry, Phil. Oh, everyone who's looking for part 2 of last night's video, I forgot to look for it. I forgot to look. Oh, okay. All right. I got to do that. With Gavin tomorrow night, I will play that. Oh, man. Generally, when I say I have a part 2 of something, I don't remember it till it rotates into my queue, which means 2 weeks will go by and it'll come up and why do I still have this as a saved video? I'm like, oh, wow. This was part 2 of something that happened 2 weeks ago that said I would share. And I forgot. And then I just deleted. All right. Someone needs to let me know. Because the second tomorrow morning starts, I'm gonna forget about part 2 of last night's video. Because I've already deleted part 1. It's going to be 2 weeks before I see part 2. I can just spoil the ending for you if you want me to. I'll just tell you what happened. But you don't want that. You want to see it. Okay, let's go.
Just waiting for there it goes. All right, this is Christopher Blagg, case 4A00000436. I have an address for you, sir, on Myers Street Southeast. Is that still a good address for you?
Yes.
Okay. We are here for failure to wear a seatbelt on September 20th, 2024. Pulling up your record here. Go.
Guys, part 2 is about a 2-minute clip, which is why I accidentally forgot it. 2 minutes. It wasn't, well, I know you guys want to know how it ends, and I should have just told you guys how it ended last night. It is a 2-minute clip, and you know what? I'm just going to tell you right now. She showed the email. The judge threw the case out. That's what happened. She gave her, I don't know, whatever the statute, the 5 days to get all of her belongings out, and she wouldn't owe any money, and there wouldn't be an eviction on her record. So she essentially won because the landlord sent her the email saying, we don't want any money. We just want you to leave the premises. So the judge gave her the 5 days to move out. It wasn't anything mind-blowing. I just thought I had that. And it was a 2-minute clip. So that's what happened. So the tenant didn't get in any trouble as long as she moved in the amount of days. We won't know. We won't know if that happens. But that was the ending of the clip.
Looks like you have had a deferral recently. Does that sound right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, but she still had stuff in the apartment or the house. It was a house that they had a septic overflow or whatever, the sewage that backed up into the house that left it uninhabitable. So the judge gave the landlord I can't remember the name of it, the official name of it, but it's that judgment that if she complies with everything, then the case is going to be dismissed. I've watched way too much Judge Middleton. Can't remember the name of the term, the actual legal term. But if she got all of her stuff out and surrendered the keys, then the case would be dismissed. So hopefully that happened, because that case was a couple weeks ago, and I haven't seen her back in court since. So I'm guessing it happened, which is all that. Yeah, that's all it was. But the landlord was discredited because of that email. That was the big, oh, you have the gotcha moment, but it wasn't a gotcha moment. The judge just said, oh, okay, this is actually an email from this landlord that says this. So you move out, give the keys back, and this isn't going to be a judgment against you. So that's all it was. That's it.
Yep, in June. Let me take a look here at the officer's report. Have you had a chance to review it?
Briefly.
Was that a yes?
Yeah.
Okay. So in reading this report, do you, so there's two options when you click the ticket, right? There's the contested hearing, which is I didn't do this. And then the other is, I did it and I'm sorry, we reduced the ticket amount. Did you you want to have a contested hearing?
No, I meant to check the one where I did it, you know.
You did it and you're sorry and you're not going to do it again?
Yeah.
Do you want to tell me about what happened that day?
So me and my roommate were at the grocery store and we're grocery shopping, and he got in a car accident back in March. He broke his femur and his tibia. So I pulled up to help him get into the car. We got into the car, and then we were leaving the grocery store, and he was getting lightheaded, getting ready to pass out. So I unbuckled, you know what I mean, to help him real quick. And then the state patrol pulled up next to me, was there for like 2 seconds, slowed back down, and then pulled me over. But when he pulled me over, I was wearing my seatbelt, you know what I mean? Because he came up, he tapped me, he's like, oh, I see you're wearing it now. And then I just explained to him, like, I forgot to put it back on, but I was wearing it, you know what I mean? When he actually pulled me over, I was wearing it.
Okay. So with that, what I can do is I can reduce this ticket to $90. Are you able to pay that?
So my question is since I had the deferral, since this isn't really like a traffic, does that mess my deferral up? Or is it just for not wearing a seatbelt? Because I know there's a fine line in between, you know what I mean?
Do you know the answer? Yeah. We're going to look into it.
Because it's not like I was speeding like my last ticket when I was getting on the on-ramp, you know what I mean?
Okay, so those are the 2 deferrals.
All right. No. Aren't I your best friend? And you're telling me that I have a nice bitch. And if you're referring to Heather, we're going to have an issue. She does play sweet. She does. But calm down. Calm down, my friend. I'm messing with you. I'm messing with you. I don't know what you guys are talking about. I just read that. I'm like, oh, no, I'm No-No's best friend. There's no one else that can claim that. But yeah, I was trying to be funny. Okay, let's go back to this guy. He's about to go off. I don't want to say it's about to go down, but it's about to go down. It's about to go down.
The vote, and then does he go back and have another hearing, or is it just to find it? Okay, so there's a finding committed today, and then those past ones are found will be committed as well. Okay, all right. Okay, so what the clerk is letting me know is once there's a finding of committed, so that is another type of traffic infraction. You need to be ticket free for 6 months. So that would impact your deferrals, and so those would turn into findings of committed. Yeah, I know it's a bit of a
It would have happened. It didn't matter if he admitted it or not. He wasn't going to get around that. It was a good question to ask. Good on him for understanding the situation he's in. Should have asked that before he entered into any kind of, plea. But yeah, the court would have figured it out. You're not going to get around that just by not admitting it.
What I want to know is like all these people that come to these hearings and stuff. You know what I mean? Like we get held accountable for when we do shit wrong. You know what I mean? But like I see your guys as sheriffs, your state patrol out there driving in the HOV lane. You know what I mean? And it's like just because they got a fucking badge, they can do whatever they want. You know what I mean? And it's upsetting. You know what I mean? I'm out here trying to be a productive member of society. I spent most of my life in prison. You know what I mean? And like I'm out here working, helping take care of my roommate because his family doesn't help him. And it's just like, nobody in this courtroom ever catches a break. You know what I mean? And it's sad. You know what I mean? It's just like, just keep beating the guy down that is out here trying to live a productive life instead of committing crime and doing drugs like he used to do. You know what I mean? It's just like,
So
make your findings so I can get out of here, because every time I come here, it sucks. You know what I mean?
So I'll let you know, the law enforcement does not work for the court. The court is it's a separate branch of government.
You guys are all above the
and we
system,
have-
though. It's just a monopoly of above the system.
Well, I'm sorry that you feel that way. I would disagree. I feel that the judicial branch does try to hold itself to a higher standard. I am.
You guys, it
Bound by
doesn't
the
though, because I
rules.
can't pull over a state trooper and be like, hey, why are you driving in the HOV lane when you don't have two people in the car? Why do you not get pulled over for they don't get pulled over for not using their blinker? And I see it on a regular basis, you know what I mean? On a regular basis, and it's just sad. All it is about our money. So just issue whatever you're gonna do. I appreciate the reduction. Have a great day. So I can go pay my fine. And
All right, sir.
All right, this judge doesn't know how to handle this. This is out of what did they say, Lacey? Maybe this is in Washington State, and I haven't seen her too many times, so I think she might be new, but she doesn't know how to handle this guy. But she tries to be polite, and I think that's the right way to go. There's no reason to admonish him for anything. He's speaking the way what he feels. He's being a little disrespectful with his language, but I can't say I completely disagree with him. He's got some valid points, which confuses her. She's like, yeah, no, the police do a lot of things that don't make sense and they get away with. And he's got a point there. But if you're going to pull over for a seatbelt, you did something to get the police officer's attention. Sorry, you really are. A police officer is not just going to stare you down out of nowhere and pull you over for a seatbelt violation. And that's the only violation he got. So you were doing something. Maybe you were playing your music a little loud and gave you a pass for that. Maybe your tint was too dark. You did something to get the police officer's eye. Or maybe you were just the only car on the road at that time. He did say that he knocked on his window. So did that mean he was walking next to him? I don't know. I do feel the guy's frustration though, but not really the right time to do it. But good on the judge for not slamming him for his inappropriate language in court. Best way to say it. All right. You know what? I still have two more bonus clips to play. So what do we got? What do we play? We played Shackled Herd last night. This one's just about over. So we have a Webster and we have a Boyd. You know what? I'm just gonna play the Judge Webster clip. Judge Webster clip's good. I'll keep the Boyd because I don't know if she's coming back, and if she's not coming back, I'm gonna keep that and put that out in next week because Judge Boyd isn't coming back. Then that's gonna be a really good clip to play. So we'll play Judge Webster clip. All right, let's finish this one up.
What's that? 90. That's 90. It's the lowest that I can go.
it doesn't matter.
And
when I was in my restaurant days, we were 2 blocks away from the police precinct, and they loved to come to my restaurant to our restaurant, to the restaurant I worked at for lunch. They would always come for lunch. We gave them a 50% discount. They would always come for lunch, but the problem is the restaurant I worked at didn't have parking. It was a street parking that were all metered, and the police never fed the meters. They never got parking tickets, and we started putting checks from our restaurant because they're essentially taking spots from the restaurant to come in, and we wrote them civilian tickets, and they were just for fun. Well, they laughed about it. They're like, oh yeah, whatever. But it was a joke. But we did it for a reason. I mean, you're walking around giving tickets to our customers for not putting a quarter in the meter, and you guys don't put a quarter in the meter. So, yeah, no, I mean, I get the guy's frustration. I really do. All right, let's finish this one up, and let's go to Judge Webster.
I do hear what you're saying, and I do.
No, you guys don't, because it's an everyday thing, you know what I mean? All it is about getting our money and never letting the working person catch a break, you know what I mean? But law enforcement doesn't get held to the same fucking standards. It's a joke.
All right. Yeah, that's it. He walked out. He just walked out of court. He got a break. He got a break on a seatbelt ticket. Seatbelt ticket. All right. I don't remember what Judge Webster clip this is. I honestly don't. I just have it written down as Webster. Is it? Oh, I remember this guy. Okay. All right, let's go. Judge Webster. Let's move on. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for hanging out with me tonight. Let's go.
That is Mr. Lucci, Judge.
James Lucci.
Yep.
Lucci?
Lucci, man. Yes.
Lucci. We are on the record in 2024, CR 134, State of Kansas versus James A. Lucci. Please announce appearances.
May it please the court, the state appears by Jill Gillette, County Attorney.
Richard Paul on behalf of the defendant who appears in person and in custody in the Greenwood County Jail.
How does he wish to proceed?
Judge, this is another one of those drug cases. There's quite a bit of different substances. There's just the one felony. To be honest with you, Judge, I can't remember if they did a lab or not.
There's field tests.
There's a field test. Okay, Judge, here's what I would like to do with him. I would like to set this at the soonest PHC docket. I need to go out and talk with him some more about the case. Judge, he is not a Kansas resident. I believe that his bond is set at 10,000 cash or surety. He obviously cannot meet that because he's still in custody. I know that you want him on the hook with the bondsman for that. So, Judge, I would ask for a $1,000 cash or surety so he can get out.
Where's he from?
Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Yeah, he's from New Mexico, Your Honor.
Is he a co-defendant to that lady that was just here?
No.
No.
He is the sole defendant, Your Honor.
From what I am aware, yes. Now, I'm going to say this because I think it needs to be said, but I was, what is the polite way to say this? I was misled into what was going on behind the scenes. I was given a lot of personal information from Judge Fleischer himself, and I got the go-ahead to stream him on Monday. Now, some things happened on Monday that suck because he was forced back into streaming. There are going to be a few people that say that I'm the reason why he did that, which I guess potentially I am, but I had his approval to do it. And yeah, I upset a lot of people. And a lot of people attacked him, and now I'm the person that's in trouble for everything that could potentially go wrong with Judge Fleischer. So all of his matters behind closed doors are apparently my fault now. So I'm no longer streaming him, covering him, or doing anything. So what sucks is, we had a good relationship. And it ended over drama that didn't have anything to do with us. So I'm letting that chapter of my life go. All those people that control him can go on controlling him, whatever. But I I have exited that part of my life, and I will no longer be showing Judge Fleischer. Or yeah, I guess that's about all I had to say. So even if he goes off of YouTube tomorrow, or this, if he never comes back to YouTube, I'm not going to do what I did on Monday. Just, it wasn't worth it. I lost a friend over it because of outside people. It had nothing to do with Judge or myself. It had to do with outside people persuading and saying things to him that weren't true. So, yeah. Unfortunately, that's the decision I made, and I did it for my mental health. So hopefully you guys can respect it. But yeah, I'm no longer covering him. I hope he continues to do well in his career. I hope he continues to blow up, but I'm not going to be a part of it if I want to be the scapegoat of everything that goes wrong in his channel when I'm not even there. So good luck, Judge. Wish you well.
And I would advise the court, I believe he's been in custody since July 15th.
Probably so.
So
Well, it's distribution.
he's looking at a level 4 judge, and reviewing his criminal history. I mean, even if he's convicted on the top count, I believe he'd be a border box finding.
Okay, he's got distribution of meth is only a level 4.
Based on the weight, Judge, yes. That's what they have charged it as.
Does he work? Does he have a job when he's not in custody?
Yes, in New Mexico. Yes.
What kind of work?
Yeah, it's in Alamogordo, New Mexico.
What do you do there?
I work for a nursery plus it's called Davis Ranch and Farms.
Okay. Miss Gillette, your response to this request for reduction to 1,000 OR?
No, I'm not asking for an OR.
Oh, what did you ask for?
I asked for 1,000 cash or surety since he's out.
Right.
So he's on the, you have to come up with $100.
Okay. Miss Gillette?
Judge, we lowered the bond to 10,000 cash surety at his first appearance to give him a chance to bond out. And we had it set at 10,000 because of the out of state issue. Because the cost to bring him back will be somewhere around 2,000 to 2,500. So if he doesn't come back, we're looking at a significant amount to have to transport him back. So sometimes they're up to 3,000. So that's one of the reasons I was more agreeable to a 10,000 cash surety versus something lower than that.
I'm going to leave the bond at 10,000 right now. That seems appropriate.
Judge, ma'am.
Yes.
If it's at all possible, I'd really like to get OR because I
am Jedi. I'm reading all the comments. You guys are all awesome. I didn't mean to make this about me. I really didn't. I am very frustrated with the situation. But it's not about me. It's about him and what he's doing, how he's doing it. There's been a lot of things going on behind the scenes that I've helped him with. As you guys know, I've helped him since day one. I'm just starting his channel, getting everything up and running. He just has his people in his ear, and yeah, let's just say he takes their advice over mine. So it's gone kind of crazy, but you know what? He's an adult. So he's going to handle his business the way he wants to handle it. And, you know what? How about this? How about we just move to Discord after this and we can actually talk about it as a group instead of me pausing the video. So if you guys want to know what happened, let's do that. Let's move to Discord after this. I'll jump on to Discord after this. I don't go on Discord as much as I used to, because every time, Yeah, I'm not even gonna say that. But yeah, if you guys want to know, jump on Discord. We'll talk. So there's only like 5 minutes left of this video. This is when this video is about to get good, by the way. There's a reason why I had it as a clip. So let's watch this video, and then we'll jump on Discord and we can talk about everything. But let's finish up this live stream because it has been almost an hour and a half. And yeah, I like to stream for an hour. So let's go.
I've had some incidences here that I can't stay here in custody. I was doing and serving the time that I had up to this time, 5 days ago, I had an incident to where I can't be in this jail anymore. It was verbally and mentally and physically abusive.
Deputy,
towards
are
me.
you aware of what he's talking about?
Yes, Judge.
Is it possible he could be traded with Elk County or something of that sort, or Butler?
We can talk to the sheriff about it or the undersheriff.
Mhm.
Currently, we pulled him out. He's in the trustee room now, so he's not in the back anymore.
So you feel he is in jeopardy in the jail,
Not in the trustee room,
but in population perhaps?
perhaps.
Judge, for that reason, that's what I mean. I didn't know the extent of the difficulties, so that's one of the reasons I was asking for a lower. That is a good reason to lower the bond.
Yeah, but they could also put him in a different facility, but I don't know if he'd get into the same issues there. I'll reduce it to 7,500. And if there's nothing further, we'll be in recess at this time.
What's the next court date, Your Honor?
Oh, Missy, when is the next court date?
I'd like the soonest PHC on this one, Missy.
Well, the next one we have is the October 25th.
Okay, then that's the soonest.
All right, we'll see you back here by Zoom, October 25th at 1:30 p.m.
James, I'll be out to see you soon, okay?
Okay, that's if I'm still here. If I bond out, can leave the state, or what's going on with that? I don't know.
If you bond out, you should be able to leave the state.
And I'll contact you within.
Contact me. You have letters from me, so you just contact me if you bond out, okay, sir?
Okay, yeah, no problem.
And if they transfer you anywhere, if you can't bond out, I'm sure they'll let me know, okay?
Okay.
All right.
And also you can appear by Zoom if you bond out.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. You may go, sir.
Good luck, James.
Thanks.
All right, that's it. That's all I got. Let's see, what was I gonna say? So I am going live tomorrow night, not tomorrow afternoon. So it will be at the normal time, 8 o'clock tomorrow night, Eastern Standard Time. Gavin will be here. Gamer Gal. Is that really your nephew? Was that really your nephew? If I don't know if that's a joke or not, but if that's really your nephew, I want to be friends with him. So we need to find some way to connect with each other because I want to be friends with him so bad. He looks like an awesome dude. But thank you so much for the super chat. Anyways, what was I going to say? Yeah, so tomorrow night, Gavin's going to be here. We're going to be discussing what to do with the almost $600 that we have raised throughout the week for Andrea. I closed my calculator. I had the calculator up. I believe it was like 585. I'm going to say 585. I'm just rounding it. I feel like it was like 582 in some sense, but I'm going to say 585 is where we're at for Andrea. So it's going to be a really fun conversation with Gavin tomorrow night to just pick his mind a little bit and to figure out what we're going to do with this money. And if we're just going to send it straight to her, which I'm not going to lie, we're probably going to end up doing that. But what if we can like send her like 400 and then do something for her for like 200. Like that's what I'm hoping for. Anyways, that's going to be tomorrow night. We'll figure it out tomorrow night. I already told him to tell his mom not to watch now that she does watch this. Yeah. So hopefully, Andrea, you're not watching this now, but that's tomorrow night. But we're going to jump over to Discord now. And yeah, for anyone that wants to jump over to Discord, the link is in the description. You can just click on it. It'll take you right there. It's about all I got. It's about all I got. It's a Friday. Oh, I gotta give you guys my normal Friday speech. All right. It is the weekend. Don't do anything dumb. I will cover your case. I promise I will. I will not hold back. I will cover your case. So don't do anything dumb. Right? If you need money for an Uber because you're drunk, hit me up. I'll send you money. Don't drink and drive. Don't do it. I will cover you, and I will have no problem doing it. Because honestly, it's what I do. So, yeah, just be smart, be safe, and we'll see you tomorrow night. All right, let's go to Discord. I'll be there in about 10 minutes. I gotta close down stuff and take a little break, and then I'll be in Discord in about 10 minutes. All right, you guys are awesome. Thank you guys, everybody, for your super chats and everything. What do we got? I think super chats and membership milestones tonight. So thank you guys so much for it. I do appreciate it. Thank you, mods. I don't thank the mods enough. My mods are the best in the business. They really are. They take care of me. They really do. They run my channel better than I do, which is why they're mods. So mods, thank you so much. All right, I'm out. Let's go. Let's go Discord.